Oh, hello. I am MC Toon, the worst rapper in the world. Um, and with me today, I have Mr. Sensible. How are you doing, Mr. Sensible?
Super fine, thank you, Michael. Enjoying the night off.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad to have you here. It's a treat. Um, now somebody just asked, Sir Pick Up the Benevolent just asked if this was a rap battle with Mr. Sensible. So do go ahead. You may begin.
I concede. Your turn.
I concede. I guess it's a tie for last.
Let's call it a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my first time to tie for last. I called this Close Encounters of the Level Kind because I didn't want to give credit to Bev, but we both recently had encounters with Bev, so I thought we'd talk about that. Go over some of your MAGE stuff, your high altitude balloon things,
Okay. Yeah.
and talk about some cheese. Let's see, I got mine. Hold on, I got mine right here. It's a
You got cheese.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not prepared for that. I've only got Bailey's.
Um, it fills the mouth.
Mexican Bob says. So, which one is the flurf? I suggest everyone comes back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, at 8 tonight, I received last week. I received a demand from Quantum Eraser to debate him. And he wanted me to do it on the 24/7 Discord server. I'm like, no, that's a dump. So I would debate him on somewhere else, but certainly not there. A neutral ground, or he could come here. But I'm guessing he won't. He's a little. He needs the home field advantage, I think.
Well, perhaps Nathan Oakley could host.
He's never hosted a debate yet. So,
I'm sure he'd make an exception for you.
You watch Oakley, and what he does is he carefully monitors, and as soon as it starts to get to where it might turn into a debate, he interrupts, calls everything possible a fallacy, and yells and swears at people.
And calls you religious fundies.
Yes, of course.
I had a nice little argument with him in his side chat last night, actually. That was quite enjoyable.
He didn't block you.
Not in the side chat, no. He pinned about 4 of my comments. I could just imagine the veins popping on his forehead, That was joyful.
Oh, now Pinion says, nah. Oh, it's a Batman thing. No. Cheese Man. There we go.
Yeah, you've got to do a sex dance now. That's Swedish krona.
There you go. That's it. I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you want, you can. There's an animated GIF of me doing that, so feel free to enjoy that. So, all right. So level. What is level? I have one here. Right here, a level.
Can you do that again? Can you do that again, please, Michael? My screen was crooked. I just want to check out.
Okay. How's this?
Yep. My screen's better now. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah. Was it? They'll run together. It was last week, right? That I was on. That I had Bev and Cleary and myself and the main surveyor.
Yes.
Were on, and Bev, who has a class that touched on some level or some surveying techniques, on the one hand, and then a licensed multi-decade surveyor, and Bev was trying to tell the surveyor that he was wrong.
Did he convince him?
No, I don't think he actually convinced anybody.
No. I watched it, and it was very much a replay of his discussion with me, but I did enjoy it.
he's a one-trick pony. He anti. Oh my gosh! Do you know how to say his anti Hervinsalo? Anti Hervinsalo? How's that? Am I close? He says Bev is an effing idiot. So I concur. And 33 shows up as usual.
Yeah,
Very
is
nice.
he one of your regulars?
Yes, he is. I've told him because I've had him on, and his evidence is, what, how I saw 33 in a news report.
Oh yes,
That's one of his. The other evidence he has is, if Buzz Lightyear's mom was on the moon, if Buzz was on the moon and Buzz Lightyear's mom was on the North Pole and then flew to the South Pole, would she be upside down? Like that's his whole, like.
Well, I'm nearly convinced. I'd like him to develop this theory a little more, and maybe he'll convince me.
Could be.
Yeah. So yeah, 33.
Anyways,
Please, some more work and present a paper on it, and I'm your man.
If you want, I know people. 33. I'll help you submit it to some journals for publishing. So. I know people.
Are they the round journals that sit in the corner of the office on the floor?
The round what?
The round sort of filing journals, that have got sort of scrap paper in and
yes.
coffee stirrers, stuff like that.
Yeah, mine's not so.
Yeah, that's the sort. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. So
right.
33, submit it directly to that waste paper basket. Job done.
There you go. So about Bev, he now I don't know. He didn't say this on yours, but he's talking about he's going to hire at the beginning of the debate. He's going to hire a professional surveyor to establish a level.
Actually, MC, it's to establish a horizontal.
Absolutely.
But I think the reason he said that is because either you or Maine actually pinned him down a bit, whereas on mine he was going to be doing that himself. Because you started talking about hourly rates and so on, I think.
Absolutely. So yeah, he's like, he's gonna hire a professional, but the story changed over the course of the conversation. It went from going to hire, then he's going to, after they're done or at the same time, he's going to do it himself with his little auto level, right? And then it was, he's going to do it at the end, is what he was saying. He's going to do it with an auto level using differential leveling techniques, which is not, according to all surveying documentation, is not establishing a horizontal. It's establishing a level. So the question he's trying to ask is horizontal equal to level? And in the process of determining that, he's going to assume that horizontal and level are the same thing, and then do something to establish level. And when he finds out that level equals level, he's going to declare that level equal horizontal. Is that? I think it
pretty much. I think it, because if he can draw a horizontal line, and then it's the same distance above the water surface, both ends. Because water finds its own level. Horizontal equals level. Water's level. The earth is flat. But you know who else has picked up on this?
Who?
Dell.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yeah. Except his way of doing it is not quite as advanced. Have you not heard of the beautiful thing he wants to do?
No.
He wants to stick a vertical pole on a beach, okay? And then start building square blocks from it, so each one's tight against the other, and make a horizontal. I don't quite know how it's not all going to tip over, but there we go. So we got vertical and basically a horizontal stuck out sideways. Then he wants to dig a channel in front of it, roughly a mile long, and fill it with water. So meanwhile, it's draining away. And then, of course, establish that the far end is the same height above the water.
Oh my gosh.
And just to validate this, he stopped half a dozen workmen in vans on a street corner as they were pulling up at a junction to ask them what they thought, and they all agreed it would show that it's horizontal.
Wow.
And that's Dale.
So the thing they never get is margin of error and tolerances. Right. So if you use a block, say it's 1 foot, or say it's a big one. Let's say it's a meter, right? And let's say it's a 1/10 of a millimeter imperfect, right? 1/10 of a millimeter. Now, that 1/10 of a millimeter at 1 meter, you bring along that error every time.
Yeah.
Right. But it's now you're off an angle, so it could go up or down. Of course, you're not going to get that tight of a tolerance when you connect these bricks together, right? Is he going to?
No.
There's no way. So there was actually a concave Earth guy quite a while ago that tried doing that on a beach, like 100 years ago. I don't know if you. I don't remember the name, but they used these 8-foot long mahogany pieces of wood. They had 2 of them on a beach.
Yeah.
They were huge and heavy. And they set one up and they set it horizontal, and then they moved the one next to it, right? And they bolted it together, whatever. And then they set it on this stand, and maybe they had more than 2, I don't know, some number of them, but not enough to go the entire distance. And then they just keep moving them side to side, right? Going all the way out, right? And I'm like talking to the concavers, and they're like, well, it was this. I'm like, yeah, but what's the tolerance on that? Okay. And I showed the math. Like, so at a mile out, your tolerance is huge. Your margin of error is huge. Like, oh, don't know.
Well, it's like that with Bev. I asked him about the accuracy of his auto level. At first, he thought I was having a go at him. I said, no, I just want to know, because I have no idea. How accurate are they? And he said, I think, I don't want to misquote him, but I think he said it would be a millimeter. That's the accuracy. But then, of course, with his test, if he's wanting to draw this horizontal a mile long, and I'm not sure, what was it, 50 meters each step, or was he talking about?
I think it's about 50 meters, yeah.
Yeah, each one of those being a millimeter different, potentially a millimeter out, as you said, either up or down, then what sort of final result is he going to get?
Yeah, and I don't think I've never actually heard a flat earther understand the margin of error stuff. Right? They like as who did I? Oh, I did have the first time I debated Bev. He used to be a carpenter before he was a carer, and I'm like, well, when you measure something, you're going to cut a piece of wood and you want it to be a certain 12 inches long. What's the margin of error of that measurement? What? It's perfectly 12 inches. Like, no, it's not. It's he didn't have, and I was trying to explain it, but he couldn't even conceive of the idea that there's no such thing as a perfect measurement.
And of course, with something like that, with weather and temperature, moisture level changes, your block of wood's going to be changing shape like a bugger.
Oh yeah. So
I mean, I do wood turning, and you turn some wood when it's green. When it dries out, it's going to split. It's going to warp and twist.
I didn't know you did wood turning. You know what? I went at the end of the night.
Well, I'll make clear. I only sort of play at it. I've not got one here. I've just done a few pieces. They're pleasant enough, nice enough. I'm happy, but they're not really saleable value. Quality.
Yeah. Well,
it's just.
Here's what I if I do something late and it goes late at night, I'm all worked up. I can't go to sleep. I'm an extrovert, right? So when I'm done with like commenting in videos and do whatever I'm going to do, I'll put on a wood turning video.
Okay, yeah.
Calms me down, and then I can get to sleep.
I love the ones when they're using, I can't think of the name of the stuff. The
resin?
Yes. Isn't that fascinating?
Oh, they mix the 2-part epoxy with like little mini, really tiny sparkles, basically crystals, not crystals, but flakes of sparkle and stuff. And yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah, and put it in a split piece of wood and then turn a bowl out of it. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yes. Yep. So let's see. We've got, I don't know why, but we've got a couple more super chats in the same currency. So 59 Sex from Microraptor says, remember to use this money with protection. It's been taken care of. I can tell you that.
Too much information.
And Andreas Eld for 56 says, I just learned to count. Oh my goodness. Hartnell, Troughton, Pertwee, T. Baker, Davison, C. Baker, McCoy, McGann, Hurt, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, and Whitaker.
Yeah. And who are they? Who are they, Mike?
Doctors. They are the doctors.
They certainly are. Good man.
And then who said it? Somebody said T. Baker is the true one, and he was, until the newer series. Tom Baker was my favorite Doctor for sure.
Tom Baker was mine when I was a kid as well.
My wife made my son. My kids are also fans. My kid, who's my oldest of the 33 kids that I have, of course.
That's a conspiracy.
Yes, of course. Well, it was all right. It's 11 sets of triplets. The longest 8 years of our life, but it's totally worth it. So yeah, my wife knitted. I think she knitted a scarf in the theme of Tom Baker. It was super long, and just all you got to do is switch colors every once in a while. So
I need a big floppy hat, of course.
Well, yeah, he didn't. He's not much of a floppy hat guy. Scythe DK. So I asked Scythe DK about some camera stuff, because the camera I'm using right now is borrowed from one of my kids. I'm going to need to buy a proper for myself. And I want to get one that does like direct into USB on my Mac, so that I don't need the HDMI converter, which is what I'm running through right now, and to simplify things. Anyway, so he says, Scythe DK bought a Sony a7R II, got 42.2 megapixels to work with now. So there you go. That's a lot of pixels.
But can anyone display them?
So
what size is your disk drive?
Yeah, it'll fill it up. You can take 6 pictures and then fill up your 3 terabyte drive. Let's see. Serious question from Historical Philosopher for the whole chat, including us two. How is Flat Earth even a thing? Even the most fervent religious extremists, Young Earth YEAC, or I don't know, Young Earth Creationists, think Flat Earthers are dumb and crazy. Yes, they do.
Kent Hovind does, and that's saying something. If you're beneath Kent Hovind.
Flo Rida says, get a Nikon P1. Will a Nikon P1? Yeah, I don't think
that was the model that was actually just a potato, wasn't it?
We've got Lemon Bird. Lemon Bird is Alrave Enlay. Hey, Lemon Bird, what are you doing later tonight? Because I have a feeling that Quantum Eraser is going to bail. And if you're interested, you could fill his tiny little shoes. So,
isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Joe Bloggs pointed out that the P in that camera does stand for potato. Quite right.
It does.
Yeah, I hadn't even realised. The Potato 1000 they're on now. Yeah.
They've moved up. Yeah, they recently had the Potato 950. Now, I had Daz the cameraman on, and he has both a 900 and a 1000, I think. Yeah, he does. And he's like, it's not a bad camera. But at full zoom, there's issues, right? A lot of chromatic aberration problems, which and when you take your chromatic aberration, which shifts different colors different ways in the frame, and you add in being out of focus, then you can get stars that look like
amazing star pictures. Yeah,
it's amazingly bad.
I mean, the
Oh
thing
my
is,
God.
I don't get that because they could point at the tail light of a car and get exactly the same effect. Can they not see that?
No, how is flat Earth a thing? They've drawn a conclusion, and then all they do is they shop around for things to match that conclusion.
And
That's what
throw
it
out
is.
anything that
It's
might
shopping.
contradict it. Yeah.
Yeah, everything that contradicts it is pseudoscience or scientism or fake or NASA or CGI or you didn't do it yourself. And everything that supports their conclusion, they think supports their conclusion. It usually doesn't, but they misunderstand it well enough that they think it. They accept that, and it's okay to not do your own observations if it supports their conclusion.
Anything written by Samuel Burley Rowbotham, of course, that's good.
Of course, yes. I mean, seriously, the same people that will say you didn't do that yourself will quote Rowbotham, who said, people have seen Polaris from 20 degrees south of the equator. That's it. He didn't give a name. He didn't say when. He just said, people have seen it. And that's good enough because it confirms their required conclusion. So, no answer from Lemonbird.
Oh, Earth is seriously flat is in there as well.
Is he? Oh, yes. He usually just...
When he's talking about level.
Oh, dear.
Simple, transparent hose filled with water can be used to maintain level. Absolutely it can. But that's not the same as horizontal. That's what you don't get.
Yep. A historical philosopher said, nothing supports that absurd conclusion. It's worse than young Earth creationism. It is worse than young Earth creationism. Here's a big difference. We can currently measure the shape of the Earth as it is today. We don't have to look at anything. We don't have to infer anything. Young Earth creationism versus evolution, we can't go and observe 10 million years ago, right? We can only indirectly do things. So I'll give the young Earth creationists just a little of, well, we can't directly see it right now, right? It's still crap, but we can measure the shape of the Earth today. So I don't know.
Yeah, but the only people that are measuring its curve are apparently funded by NASA, including you and I.
Apparently, if only the checks came through ever.
Well, yeah.
But I did meet, I don't know if you saw this, I met the 10th man to walk on the moon.
I saw your photo, yeah.
Right there.
Ta-da!
Right there. I need to get it framed. I'm going to put it right back here. Right there.
Yeah.
So
that must have been pretty special. Can you tell us about it?
it was. So the guy that was like arranging it is a friend of mine from quite a while ago. And I'm like, hey, I see that you're doing this thing with Charlie Duke. And can I get some time with him? Could I interview him? Could I do something? He's like, I'll see what I can do. He's like, well, you know what? We're having lunch with a couple other people on this day. You can come in and have lunch.
Nice.
So I had lunch with, there's a big room and a big round table so everybody could sit far enough apart and stuff. And he just told us stuff and talked, and it was really cool. His wife is very awesome too. So sweet. But I asked him, what was it like launching off the moon?
Yeah.
Right. Because
you never really hear about that, do you?
No. And you hear about and you see the video of it launching from space or from Earth, right? And it's a huge rocket, right? And they're bringing so much stuff. They have all this fuel to bring, all these things to bring. They got to get out of Earth's orbit. They got to go all the way to the moon. But yeah, and he told us about that. He said there's this lateral shake that's several inches. on the launch pad on Earth, and he was told about it by the guy that Young who had gone before. And Young told him about it, and he's like, it did not prepare him for it. The side to side shaking was
he wasn't prepared.
violent.
He wasn't prepared for that.
He wasn't prepared for that. The side to side shaking, he said, was really violent. He said from Earth, but he said on the moon, what they do is both when they're taking off and when they're landing, what they do is they strap themselves down. They have on their suits have little loops, and then these straps that come up from the floor, and they hook them into their suits, so they're held there. And like, why is that? Thinking?
I know it's only a film, Michael, but in Apollo 13, you see that where the launch crew, if that's what they're termed, the pad crew, actually put their foot down on their shoulders, push them down, and tighten the straps. Really strap them down firm.
Oh,
have you not seen that?
I haven't seen that for quite a while, so I should watch it. I should watch it again.
Gunther Wendt. I wonder where Gunther Wendt. We walk and talk on the moon, eh, Jim? Sorry. No, it's wasted, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah.
Carry on. You're just saying about the straps.
So I see Oral Enlave is still in there, and I'm like, hey, Lemonbirds, what's your name on Discord? Because I want to contact him, and he changes his name. I don't know what it is. So anyway, so they strap themselves in before landing and before takeoff. And my thought was, okay, well, I suppose on takeoff you do it so that once the thrust stops, that they don't just float up. And I didn't ask him that. He answered it before I got to ask it. He said, no, it's in case it starts to tumble. If it tumbles, then you can't, you're moved all around. You can't control things. So you're done. Right. So anyway, so that's why. And he said the launch was at first a little frightening because there's bolts that hold up between the part that goes up and the part that stays. And I forget the name of each particular one, right? The whole thing's called maybe just the lem is the top part. I don't know what the base is, but there's bolts that hold them up, hold it together. And in order to separate them, there's explosions that cut them, right? So it's held up by just a little bit of this bolt, and then it explodes, all of them, and then it starts to fall. Right? And then it launches. And he's like, that was very, like, I don't know what word he used, but like it's a little bit weird. Movement. It's, yeah, it's a little weird.
Do you know, I'm sure I've seen pictures of the remains of those bolts.
Okay.
I can't remember where I saw it. It might have been on a video about the launch.
I don't know how they would do that, but yeah, that's descent stage and ascent stage. There you go. That's the names. Anyway, so that would be, yeah, that kind of, anyway, but he said they go up at only 1.2 of the moon's moon G, right? So 1.2 G of the moon. And the moon is 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So they're going up a little more than 1/6, maybe 1/5 of Earth's gravity is all that they're doing. So not hard to remain standing during that kind of launch. So.
Well, that's quite interesting. Though you had spent some time with him. I don't know if you've seen, twice I've had on my channel a guy called James M. Skipper. I don't know if you caught over those streams. He was actually retired now, senior NASA test engineer, and he worked on Gemini, Apollo, right through to the space shuttle. He actually was one of the test subjects for a Gemini spacesuit taken down to a vacuum in one of the vacuum chambers.
Oh, that would be cool.
Fascinating guy. Really nice guy.
Would you do that?
Sorry, would I do that?
Yeah.
Like a shot. Although I recently saw, James May, did a couple of things with spacesuits and whatever.
Yeah.
I saw when he was kitted out with a spacesuit for the first time, and that they hadn't even put him into a chamber. He was still sat in the chair preparation. They're hooking up various stuff, and he started getting claustrophobia and had to, get the helmet back off. But yeah, I wouldn't be scared of doing that, because I mean, I think Jim was saying that they run the suits at only about 4, 5, maybe 6 psi, obviously with more oxygen in them.
Yeah.
But so they only have to withstand 4, 5, 6 psi against a vacuum, not 14.7.
Yeah. That's easier to do, and it doesn't leak if there's a leak, it doesn't leak as fast. Or yeah. So, all right, I better catch up. I got a couple here that are not Swedish kroners. So the Snark for €2 says, I tried the like button. It works. Thank you, the Snark. Digital Demonic Davros for $2 says, Time Lords, exterminate. I don't know why he wants to. Oh, he's Davros.
Of course, yeah.
So, yes, he says, don't make me come in there and yell at you.
Let's test your knowledge then. Why are they called Daleks?
Ooh. I don't know.
It was explained it might have been in one of the early Doctor Who films.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, prior to having to live and survive in the Dalek case, they were Kellads. That was the original race, Kellads.
Spelled backwards.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh, Mark Tins just said about the low pressure in the suits, it makes them more flexible. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen flat earthers point to pictures of the Apollo astronaut suits and say, well, why aren't they all blown up like a balloon? Well, that's not the pressure suit. That's just the outer layer. I forget. I think there's about 12 layers.
Oh, I know.
And it's not the outer one that's holding the pressure.
Yeah, each one has a different kind of purpose.
Yeah.
The outside one. So all right, so I saw Charlie for lunch, and then I saw him and he gave like a presentation the next day. I saw that, and he had like a 15-minute video that he did, like he spoke over. And he's got this part where it shows him with his camera, and the camera's, oh, hey kitty. The camera like sits on their if you can see me here, on their suit. It like latches on right here.
Yeah.
And they look down to the viewfinder, right? The viewfinder's on the top, and then that lets them see. And he's got the film canister, and he's switching it while he's outside. And he says there's dust everywhere. It's super fine, and it doesn't fall off. It's just on everything. And so he's got the film canister, and he's blowing on it. He's like, oh, that doesn't work. He's like, puts it back. Like, oh, it doesn't work. Shakes it and puts it in. And then when they got back to when they rendezvoused again with the lunar orbiter, they did the docking. They open up the hatch, and the guy that had stayed in orbit and did not get to go down, he opens it up. Look, says they're covered everywhere with this dust, and the dust is floating up. It's just everywhere in the air. And he opens the hatch. He goes, "You guys aren't coming in here," and he shuts the door right away. And then they're like, "What the heck?" And then a couple minutes later, he says, "Here, use this," and he floats through a dustbuster type thing, right? And he shuts the door again. And then they clean up everything, right? And then open it again. And so he said, "Yeah, it gets it everywhere. It's like in your mouth. You taste it.
I bet.
It. It's just so."
I expect you to die, Mr. Bond.
Very good, Blofeld.
For those who don't know, this is Arnold, my sidekick, who appears occasionally on my channel and likes to bust flirts.
Doesn't take
and
much.
He's taking part in my MAGE experiment.
Oh, you're putting him up in there.
Well, I did actually have someone comment saying, "You can't do that. That's too cruel." No, we're sending up some cat biscuits, and he's going to try them after they've been to sort of minus 40 or 50 degrees and 1% atmospheric pressure.
Yeah.
And we'll see what he thinks of them.
So let's see. Safety Case says, has Bev actually asked surveying companies about prices yet, or does he still ask random people about it? Best I can tell, he has not actually called any guys yet. So, and we've got second best Bob for £10 says it's a Mick Sensible dream team.
Definitely.
Very nice.
We'll have to do, if you're up for it, we'll have to do team up on a debunker of someone.
That'd be great, yeah.
I'd be definitely up for that because I've done a couple of little bits for you. You've done a couple of bits for me, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, that bit I did recently. Have you used that yet?
You know what? I have it sitting in my. I did use it. I used it on a video, but I have it sitting in my video editor. That's the one where you did the.
I'm looking for someone.
Oh, that one. Oh, that's also pending. So I'm working on a different video to be on a certain larger channel, and that's gotten priority.
Okay, yeah. And no, I just wondered in case I'd missed it. That was all.
So nope, I didn't. So yeah, so that's about Eric Dubay and his disappearance after being challenged by Simon Dan to debate me on his channel. So
terrible.
Anyway, bunch of people looking around. So if you've seen Eric anywhere, people, check every rock, every dumpster, every toilet. He may be in one of them.
I did check behind my sofa as well, but no joy.
No. Did you find any coins?
No. I think he might have had it away with the coins.
Did he nick them?
To fund him while he's on the lam.
Oh, and you know what? We talked a few months ago about our travels to 10,000 subscribers. And that we were going to do it together. So you're ahead of me by...
I am right now, yeah.
Quite a few hundred. And I'm like, that's good news. Because basically that's where I am, right? Because you'll get to 9,999 and stop.
Right, yeah.
And then...
you go past me.
Then we'll be together.
Yeah.
And that'll be great. So hurry it up, people. Sub to Mr. Sensible.
Thank you. And anyone who's from my channel, because I put a shout out about this tonight, who is not yet subbed to MC Toon yet, why not?
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much.
Do it.
All right. Oh, Glober Chris for 56 says, we aren't listening anymore, MC Toon. We're all here for Arnold now. Our cat, Raccoon, found a mouse last night. But well, being a proper house cat, just plays with it.
Didn't know what to do with it.
Didn't use claws, didn't use teeth, just would go find it and just play with it. And so my son, picks it up, puts it into a container like this, right? And now
you can't have a mouse. You cannot have a mouse without a container. You asked Nathan Oakley.
It's the natural antecedent.
Yeah.
Anyways, so and now my daughter, and if people have, sometimes at night she'll come in when she's headed to bed, she'll come in and she wants to say good night to everyone. I turn off the camera. I don't, she doesn't need to be on here, but she'll say good night to everyone. She's like, well, Dad, can you help me make a cage for the mouse? And what names do you think? What are good names? So Beast is her preferred name.
Beast?
I don't know why Beast, but it is, there's ugly mice and there's cute mice, and it's a cute one. It's gray and its feet are white. All 4 feet are white. It's ever so cute, but no, we're not. I'm like, we need to get rid of 2 more pets before we get another.
What other pets have you got?
Oh, we have 2 dogs.
Sorry?
2 dogs, a cat.
2 dogs, cat.
A fish and a guinea pig.
I vote the guinea pig.
What's that?
Yeah, I vote the guinea pig.
Yeah.
You can eat them. You can eat them.
I have friends from Ecuador that speak of, they were like, we should do a barbecue and you can have quis. I'm like, that'd be tough. That'd be tough to have.
But then you got space for the mouse. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Gary Wybenga. Now that's interesting. You've got Gary Wybenga on your channel getting timed out left, right, and centre. Guess what's happened on my channel?
Same thing?
No, Gary Wybenga has, should we put it? Perhaps seen the error of his ways, and he's making sensible posts. They're obviously anti-globe, and that's fine. But he's not getting, well, at least not getting timed out regularly in every post.
Really? Well, let's see
Yeah.
what he said here. Let's see if that was anything sensible. Bob the Science Guy. Oh, he keeps reusing the same things. So I already know what he's going to say. Bob the Science Guy and Blue Marble Science both say you have to steer a car to adjust for Coriolis when driving down the highway. Do you agree?
Yeah, we had that quite a lot. But he's actually given me a link, and I'm sorry, Gary. I will look at it. I do have it. He's given me a link. I think it's to do with that, because I said, look, I'm not going to comment on that because I didn't see the context, and he's given me a link. So I will have a look at it, and then I'll respond.
Yeah.
You know, and he asked me nicely, and he posted nicely since then.
Well, people, if Gary has something sensible to say, let's hear it. Now for 33UC, I don't know if he's on yours too, but
No.
there's a standing agreement with 33UC. My mods, what they do is they just play Whack-A-Troll. So 33 has a purpose here. It's to give the mods somebody to time out. And so just remember, mods, if you've already timed out 33, you need to back off and let somebody else have a chance. So
Hey, there's the main surveyors in there. Good evening.
Excellent. He really crushed Bev last week. Poor Bev. So let's see. Let me get a couple more here. And the George said, for $2, I bet this super chat that QE bails. I think that's a safe bet. I will show, unless some other flat earther steps up, I will show the ever so sensitive and polite comments that he's made. Showing how truly intelligent he isn't. So there you go. Crafty Keela says Mr. S needs to show people Nathan the chicken.
Yeah, I think that was I was on Conspiracy Cat's channel, and Nathan the chicken made an appearance. Let's just say chickens and computer desks don't make a good combination and do often require cleaning up afterwards.
Oh, was that a problem?
Well, it wasn't for the chicken, it was for me.
Yeah. Well, that is what a lot of them do, isn't it?
Mm. But then so does Nathan. He comes, he appears, craps, and disappears off again.
That's all he does.
Pressing his mute button.
Did you just have a video come out?
I did.
Spurs chemo debunks gravity.
Yeah, and what's more, he's got a scientific citation to show that as well.
Spurs. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't realise that my double was actually putting up my video right now.
Be sure to watch that. Everybody, just leave right now. Watch that. Come back here. I'm kidding. Maybe reorder it. Do it after.
Yeah. Watch this stream and then go and watch my video afterwards. That sounds good to me.
I'll take that, and maybe we could pop that into the chat if somebody wants to grab that.
Thank you. Yeah, you see Spurs using a scientific citation to debunk gravity.
Amazing.
Possibly.
Now I do have a $10,000 challenge to.
Ooh. Can I take you up on that? What's the challenge?
You can. The idea is, people have used accelerometers, very, very precise accelerometers, all over the Earth that are accurate to 9 degrees or more of precision to measure the downward acceleration, and it varies all over the place. So I used, and I outlined my exact method, the universal, or the law of universal gravitation, centrifugal force, and the rotating speed of the Earth, and the distance from the Earth, or from the center of the Earth, using WGS84. All that to predict the downward acceleration at different areas, right? So, if gravity doesn't exist, that would be wrong, and instead, something else would be right. So the challenge is, get that formula, that prediction, whatever that is not based on gravity, that can more accurately predict the downward acceleration all over the Earth. All you got to do is be more accurate, right? So I have several different points that I've pre-selected. So latitude, longitude, elevation. That's all it is, right? So that's all they need to do. They need to better predict the downward acceleration. So the formula that I have is not perfect. No formula is. The measurement is the key, right? So can you predict it better than the measurement? Of course, nobody's actually ever tried. They just say it's density. So if you can do it, you can get that 10,000. I'm sure Flat Out Hero will pay it to you.
Nice.
So, all right, Lemon
Wow,
Bird.
people should have a crack at it.
Yeah, Lemon Bird. Maybe Lemon Bird could. So, yeah, Nunya Smith on Facebook tried. Of course, Nunya Smith takes it's a kinematic equation. Basically, you put in the acceleration stuff by measuring location before and after and putting time in to his equation. He's like, that predicts gravity. Like, no, that's the other direction. You're using the measurements to output the acceleration due to gravity. You're not actually predicting it. So it falls apart if you say, well, because it requires a time and location before and a time and location after, right? It's dropped. But if you place it on a scale, the vertical distance is 0, but there's still a force, Newton's third law. So it doesn't work too well for him. It comes out 0 with his numbers. So let's see here. Yeah, Lemon Bird, it's like he's not listening. QE will most likely show, but if he predisposes, I will channel his gregarious philanthropic spirit. Philanthropic? Did I read that right? Orave Enlay is Lemon Bird, right? And so he's
right. I was wondering which one it was.
Yeah, he says QE will most likely show, but if he predisposes, I don't know if that's right. You're English. You know English better than me. Is that even? I don't know.
I can't see the actual. Oh right, but if he
predisposes, I will channel his gregarious philanthropic spirit. Philanthropic is donating money to charity.
Yeah, gregarious is talking a lot.
Yes. Philanthropic.
I think what he's done is actually taken a dictionary, cut out random words, mixed them up, pulled out half a dozen, then just written them down. That makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yep.
That's weird.
And you know what? That's why we love Lemon Bird. That is. So, all right, excellent. That sounds good, Lemon Bird. But send me a message on Discord.
You can't argue with that, can you, Michael? I mean, you got me beat there, Lemon Bird. I can't argue with what you said.
Philanthropic means loving man as well. Liking people. Again, that's the wrong word for quantum eraser.
And he's typing in bright colours and really large font. Does that count as gregarious? I don't think it does.
It is visually gregarious.
Is there such a thing as visually gregarious?
I don't
know. This is obviously some new definition of the word gregarious that I've not been previously aware of.
Yeah. A madman says it's not a proper sentence. So there you go. The Quiet Fisherman says QE equals questionable education.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, all right, let me get back to this here. We've got Titanic Terrarium for 5 SGD, which is Singaporean dollars. It's a
Ah,
shout out from Singapore. So thank you, and I know him on Facebook. Thank you very much for that.
and so and the George says point out, he probably means it's egregious rather than gregarious.
Egregious works.
Yeah.
QE actually means quite egregious. There you go. Very good. So Titanic Terrarium, we'll talk about this on December 21st or 22nd, whenever is the solstice there in Singapore. I'd love it if you could measure the shadow, because you're very close to the equator. I've had trouble getting people south of the equator and on the equator to do that. So we can just add to the measurement of the elevation of the sun if the earth were flat, because none of them match, strangely. So let's see. We've got James A for £5 says, Bev thought a water level gave him horizontal, but you didn't pick him up on it.
What we did.
I think that now this is a level, not a water level.
Yeah, that's not the same thing, is it?
A water level does establish a horizontal for one point. All right, so I'll cover what a water level is. Imagine you have a tube and it's connected, right? So imagine these two pens are connected, and you put water in them, right? And the top is open so like the water can flow up and down. What'll happen is they'll level out and they'll stop moving and they'll sit there like this. And when you sight across the top of them, that establishes a horizontal for the position that's right in the middle of them, right? Not for this position and not for this position, just for the middle of those two positions. Now, if the Earth is flat, that horizontal will be the same everywhere, right? So you could go a mile away and establish and use the same tool to measure a horizontal at the point that's between them. And so then you have two horizontals, and then you could test to see if those two planes are parallel to each other. If the Earth is spherical, then those two planes of horizontalness for that point will diverge from each other. And that's what he needs to test. He needs to test to see if horizontal at two different places are the same. So, and I told him that, but he missed it. He doesn't like it. He just wants it to be different. So Chris and Dave says, know why spirit levels get their name? Because inside the glass tubes are spirits, aka methylated alcohol. Hence why they don't evaporate as quickly as water would. And also why they don't freeze in cold temperatures. So yeah, this is methylated alcohol or methyl alcohol, or sometimes wood alcohol, it's called. Oh no, hold on a second. Eddie Van Halen.
Apparently my clock was going backwards, so I fixed that.
My goodness, Eddie Van Halen died.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness, from cancer. And I know he's had battles with that. One time I saw Van Halen. Amazing. I'd play some of his music, but it'd get struck.
He'd be earning more from your stream than you would be.
Yeah, and Harry Warp. Yes, Harry Warp posted it to my Discord server, and I didn't see it. I was prepping for this, so that's so that's sad. All right, Mr. Sensible's audio and video are out of sync. That's probably my software. I'm still struggling with this loop back. That may be introducing a delay.
Nothing to do with this sound coming through that we were talking about from my speakers. I can go to my headphones.
No, I don't think that's it.
Or have you had this issue before?
I have, and so I need to maybe reevaluate this loopback software. I mean, what happens is all the audio goes into loopback and then it goes out, and so it does introduce a delay. And so if it's,
Did you say you're running on a Mac?
Yes.
Ah,
So
I won't comment. I won't comment on that. But
I write software. I have for a long time, and I've always used a Mac. So I do use OBS. Loopback is just for audio, and so the reason why I introduced Loopback is so that guests can hear any videos that I play.
Right.
And which without Loopback I could not do. So
it's a bit of a pain, that, isn't it?
I don't need to use Loopback if I'm not going to be doing that. So maybe I just need to adjust my process to not do a Loopback until the moment when I need to play an audio or something. So I might be able to, let's see here. Let's go into Zoom. Let's try this. Speaker. I'm going to go to...
Oops, sorry.
This one here. All right. Can you say something? Oh, they're not hearing it. Hold on a second. I heard it. I heard it, but they didn't. I'm sure it's always your fault that audio. No, all right, dog. All right, well, maybe that helped. We'll see if that helped. People tell us if his audio is a little better in sync. So,
okay. What?
let's see.
Yeah, Martin H is right. Mr. Sensible never has audio problems. No, the problem is with other people's hearing. That's what it is.
It could be.
I'm not saying rude words, Microraptor.
So let's see. During my when I was on with Bev, Bev and Cleary were live streaming on Bev or Emma UK's channel or something, and the Plain Truth got really mad and he commented that he wants to hurt me.
What? Actually said he wants to hurt you.
Yeah, it was in not in my videos chat, in the other videos chat. Yeah, so I got that going for me, which is good. And then I got an email the next day or 2 days later from Jack, who made a comment off of my website, which included his IP address, which placed him in Sheffield. So Jack from Sheffield emailed me saying that he would have maimed me. So.
Ooh. Do you know, I think doxing is the lowest of the low. When I'd been doing debunks for just a few months, someone actually did contact me and said, I've got Nathan Oakley's home address. Do you want it? And I said, no, because I don't care what he's like. I'm not about to dox anyone. I think that's absolutely despicable. And it can, I mean, yeah, we know he's the most obnoxious. I can't even say it, especially on your channel. And I don't swear on my channel. But I just, that's beneath contempt, doxing someone. Incidentally, I was warned about 1 hour before my stream with Bev that Bev doxes people.
He has, yeah.
Yeah. Which I was not impressed with. I was quite confident that he knew nothing about me. And to be fair, there was not anything like that. He was absolutely fine on my stream. And from what I saw, he was fine on your stream. He was just as stupid, but he wasn't rudely unpleasant at all, was he? Not that I recall.
No. Somebody did comment, and I think this really describes his voice. It sounds like he's talking with a permanent sneer.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think doxing is good. So like, I don't know if you saw it, but somebody had doxed. I'm not even going to say who, but on Twitter was doxing somebody in our community this last week, and that was. I was very sad to see that.
So it was a debunker that was doxed.
Debunking a debunker is what I think is what happened. So.
Oh man.
Yeah,
There's no need for that, is there?
No.
I mean, if you honestly believe you're right about something, then all you need to do is use your evidence.
Absolutely, yeah.
We know there's people like Oakley who knows he's wrong, but what else can he do? Although I must admit, I said I had actually it was about an hour and a half argument with Oakley in his side chat last night. I just happened to have some time spare, and when he wasn't targeting me, he was targeting another creator with some very personal comments about him and family members, which I thought was absolutely even beneath Oakley, because it had nothing to do with anything. It wasn't even a creator whose thoughts, comments, or ideas were being discussed on the stream. He was just throwing it out there. There was just nothing but hate.
Well, does Oakley have anything else?
He's got a purple toy. Did you hear recently he admitted it? Because they played a bit of an argument with me, and I mentioned about or he's reading out some of the side chats, and I think Cats or Fight or someone had said, Simon Dan had said something, and I'd commented, and then I'd made a comment about a purple toy, and everyone said, "How does he know?" And Oakley said, "Well, because he's seen it." What? I don't know if you've ever seen it, but on one of he's got another channel. All about his audio equipment, and it's on there. In about the first 10 seconds, you see all his sex toys, and he was quite open. He said, "Oh yeah," he said, "You could see all my sex toys." He said, "I'm not ashamed of it."
I don't know why you need to do that, but super.
Yeah, I didn't really need to know about it. It's costing a fortune in batteries, though, apparently.
So let's see. Looks like Lemon Bird was hidden on my channel. Let's not do that. And I found that 33UC was also hidden on my channel, so I removed him. My list of people that are blocked is rather small. I don't like that. A couple deleted accounts.
Do you see Paul Lovett's comment just at the bottom?
Oakley has, even with a toy, I'm still surprised. Oh dear. So,
I have heard that the toy's actually split from him now, taken up with someone else.
All right, okay. Gowden's Raybird. Let's see. It looks like Lemon Bird is hidden by Gowden's. Don't hide Lemon Bird. I saw that comment he made. That was kind of dumb, but let's not hide him. Might have been a slip of the mouse. It could be. Yeah. I will. What do you say? Never attribute to malice what you can to incompetence. Not that Gowden's is incompetent, but you can make a mistake. So I'll go with that. That's much more fair. We call it the John Rapp effect. So
I'm going to grass someone up to you, Michael. There's a comment on my video from Professor. My video that's just launched about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah?
It says, "Couldn't wait. Sorry, McToon."
It's okay. All right. Let's see. So Pick a Pup the Benevolent for £5 says, "Didn't Playtex design and make the Apollo spacesuits?" I don't know.
They were definitely involved with it, yeah. Because you think of the materials that they're involved with.
They definitely need materials that can withstand forces.
And stretching forces.
Absolutely. So Pick a Pup the Benevolent says for £5. Oh, no, he already said that. So Brian Shannon for $2 says, "Things fall and fall faster the more they fall." That is the nature of acceleration. Certainly.
But did you know, and not a lot of people know this, I saw an interesting video. I think it was by Vsauce, talking about tall buildings. I believe it was the Empire State Building was the first building that was built that if you jumped off the top, you could actually achieve terminal velocity. Any other building was too short.
Really?
So you'd still be accelerating when you met the ground. So that's nice to know, isn't it?
That's good. That's a great thing to be tested, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not test. So, all right, I'm looking. I don't see Lemonbird in my hidden user, so maybe he was unhidden. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Lemonbird, you can comment. So, Karina Rose for $1.49 has 3 hearts. Thank you very much, Karina. Heart back to you. And second best Bob for £2 says QE called you out earlier today. Well, I don't know where he would have done it, and I don't care. Yelling and swearing and calling people names and all that kind of stuff isn't actually how scientists who have disagreements about science carry on. So, no, there have been many disagreements over time about science.
Well, look at what's his name? Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking. He had a disagreement, and so they actually put a bet on, didn't they, to do with black holes, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And he won himself a year's subscription to Playboy. It's a true story. It's a true story.
Oh.
I mean, that's the way to settle arguments, isn't it?
It works. Like my kind invitation for people to try to debunk gravity. It costs them nothing to enter. So like if you look at like not Nathan Roberts, his buddy, Flattening Atheism, that guy, Nathan Roberts' buddy, who also rips up books, he has a challenge, but it costs you money to enter.
Literally, not the cost of doing whatever it is, but just to have an attempt.
To have an attempt, it costs you money, number one. Number two, he is the sole judge. So if he doesn't like it, out, your money's gone. Right?
So who was this that was doing this?
Flattening Atheism. So, and he's kind of gone quiet lately. But he was on, Simon and Dan covered him back when he was ripping books. So it's been a year and a half maybe or more since he really did anything. I contacted him a while ago saying I'd like to debate, and his response was, would you like to enter the challenge? I'm like, no. And he says, then a no. Like, so he doesn't want to do a debate. He only wants to get somebody to pay him money to do his challenge that he's going to reject no matter what.
That's a bit sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So my challenge, I am the judge initially, and if the person that submits the challenge disagrees with my decision, then a panel of independent judges can be formed, and then all decision making gets handed to them. So I'm out. I have nothing to say about their response there. So if they think it's good, then the money is transferred.
You'd have to suck it up and pay the money. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to be open. Now, however confident you are, but you have to be open to someone proving you wrong. Perhaps they'll find a way around it, something you just haven't thought of. I don't know. But if you're going to put up a bet, I had a challenge. I'm not going to go into all the details now. Against Oakley, Mitchell from Australia, and all those people who kept misquoting me about that whole Black Swan thing. And I said, go on then, £100, because I had to be open enough to think maybe they would disprove me, in which case I'm honest enough that I would have to pay. So it had to be something that I could afford. So it was £100 to show that I had said what they said I had said. Mitchell from Australia didn't have a go. Riley had some wobbly go. Oakley didn't even try, keeps on misquoting me, and did again recently. And I just, bitch made him in a little video, but there we go. Yeah. I mean, I have to be open to the fact that, hey, maybe I misspoke and I haven't picked up, and they could show that I did say whatever. I'm not going to weasel my way out of it. Not like Anthony Riley and his lunar eclipse once a month.
Every month lunar eclipse. Or his, apparently he said you can see stars through a solar filter.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
That's with, Sean Hufford, I think. So it kind of predates my activities on YouTube. This month is 2 years since my first video.
Yay! Happy birthday.
So I think it was like October 18 when I first completed Flat Out Heroes Challenge. And then I did the, just on the computer, but then I did it on paper twice. So this is the on paper version.
Are those flight plans?
They are. Those are the very same ones that I used to win Flat Out Heroes Challenge.
And what did you win?
$100,000. I told him,
oh, wow,
on your honor, give 50% of it to the charity World Vision. They build wells in Africa and they help children and stuff. A good, worthwhile charity that gets very high ratings on there's organizations that rate charities and how much of what portion of their money actually goes to help people. So so half on his honor to them, and then I asked him to hold half in escrow so that I could issue challenges, and so that's the $10,000 that I have offered.
Hold on, are you saying he actually did pay up?
Oh, of course not.
So I thought you were saying you had this 10,000 from him.
No, it's held in escrow.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
He still has it. So what'll happen is, should somebody win, I will sign over 10,000 of the 50 that he owes me, and then he can start making payments to them immediately.
So he was cool with that, was he?
I don't care.
So he didn't send you a receipt just so that you could rest easy from World Vision. Thank you very much for the
He did do a video of him putting money into a mailbox, a check into a mailbox. Very poorly done, and because he didn't address it right, it was sent back. So he never did, to my knowledge, send any money. But as I said, do it on his honor. Yeah. So should a flat earther have honor, then World Vision received $50,000. If flat earthers,
they haven't received anything, then have they?
Then if flat earthers don't have honor, then they did not receive any money. So that's on him. But the other 50,000 is being held by him in escrow, and so that's money that is what I'm offering. I'm also offering this let's see right here. This, can I get it? Yeah, that little pedestal there with the globe on it. If they were to win, then I'll send that with a frisbee on it and that very globe, both of them, and so they can then display that proudly behind them with the frisbee on it, as the winner of the challenge. So they'll at least get that, because I'll send that for sure, and they'll have an IOU from Flat Out Hero.
So have you had any entries yet?
No. I don't think very many have actually read the challenge, even, because usually they're like, on Facebook I'll put a link to it and they're like, density and buoyancy. That's all they answer. Like, you didn't even look at it, right? You need to actually, the entry to it would be basically a predictive hypothesis. Here is what is the 9.8 meters per second squared approximate downward accelerating force, right? And here's how to calculate it for different areas of the Earth. So latitude, longitude, elevation would be put into this formula, or not. I don't know how you could be more accurate without those, but that would be the inputs to it. That's all that I have as inputs to it, right? Is the variables, right? The rotational speed of the Earth and the mass of the Earth are measured elsewhere, so those are put in as constants to it, and then Anyway, so yeah, nobody's ever tried, and that tells us a lot. There's nothing. So anyway, historical philosopher. It's a great question, man. This guy is a philosopher. It says, why... it rolled off the screen. Why do flat earthers equate the shape of the earth to atheism? The overwhelming majority of Christians accept that we live on a spherical earth. And that's true. About 8 billion about 2 billion Christians in the world, and of them, 2 billion of them think the earth is a sphere. So why do flat earthers, the very, very tiny subset, think that you have to be an atheist? I get that all the time. I don't know if you do. I get flat earthers messaging me regularly saying I'm going to hell because I think the earth is a sphere and because I tell people about it.
Yeah, well, I'm honestly not just trying to push my video that's tonight, but as I said, it's about Spurs, and he does have a scientific citation, but at the end, I rip him one with regards to how he's behaved, considering he's supposedly a good Christian. Because, I mean, we all know you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to follow any particular religion to be a good person. That's not a prerequisite of being a person. But, yeah, it's particularly galling. And I think I said that in there as well. I don't know. I think it's... a lot of it stems from young earth creationists and, well, basically Bible literalists, which most people who are Christians are not.
Yeah. Well, even Bible literalists, for the most part, don't think the earth is flat. So,
funny story. I actually went to a series of little discussions with a local minister, and he brought up the subject of evolution and then was talking about dinosaurs. And one person said, well, where did dinosaurs fit in then? And someone else piped up, well, not many places, they're quite big, which I thought was brilliant.
Absolutely. So, yeah, well, the young earth creationists, they think that dinosaurs and people were on the earth at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a stretch for sure.
There's a couple.
Ham. Yeah, exactly. Ken Ham and
Dr. Dino, Hovind, yeah.
Yeah, Hovind. Yeah. So it's a stretch because the I've seen things like, well, there's footprints of dinosaur footprints here and human footprints here, like, and they're near each other. Boy, that's tough. That doesn't really do anything, does it? Versus, we actually did some pretty good measurements of the age of things. So
yeah, well, they'll always go on about carbon dating without considering all the other forms of dating, which all tend to agree.
Yeah.
And each of which are only good for a certain date range. I was always fascinated by the idea, well, let's say you said that the universe is, say, 10,000 years old. What was the light from the nearest star doing? That God would have just created it about 10,000 light years. I don't know.
Well, and a good friend of mine is a young earth creationist.
Yeah, actually, sorry, beg your pardon. That would have to be stars beyond 10,000 light years. What was their light doing? Created mid-route.
And I've asked him that, and he has a degree in math, a smart guy, and I asked him about that. Right, we're receiving light from stars that is more than whatever age you want to say. And his answer is, well, there's bigger problems with light and the universe.
All right. Well, the other one I've heard is who said light always travelled at the same speed in the past? Well, who said it's not powered by unicorns? Yeah. You can't just make stuff up like that.
Yeah, it's special pleading to say it must have.
Apparently you can, though.
Yeah. And it goes, it's similar to, I said when I debated Write the Hand or Chris Zielinski on Modern Day Debate, I've had this for a while, but my description of Flat Earth, it is a religion for uneducated science deniers. And so you have to deny science. That's the critical part of it. So what makes you think that light traveled at a different speed in the past? Religion, just faith. That's all you have.
Yeah.
So, ever heard about Ray Comfort? Do you know he made an anti-flat Earth video calling flat Earth Christians idiots? Oh my, that's funny. Yeah, Ray Comfort debated conspiracy cats on their Agree to Disagree channel.
Oh, did he? Ray Comfort.
Ray Comfort, yeah.
Oh, right.
So
Banana
that-
Man, no less.
I don't know.
You don't know about that? Oh man, that is one of the biggest jokes in the young Earth creationists versus the debunkers thereof community. It's actually an old video, and he's actually got a banana, and he says it's the atheist's nightmare because. But honestly, you must look at it. He's saying that your hand, your grip, has got sort of 5 sides, the same as a banana. It's got a tab on the top, like a can of Coke, so it's easy to open. It even curves towards your face. It's made for us, without realizing that those modern bananas have been bred by man. The original bananas were big, fat, tough things full of seeds and that. In fact, I think all, if not most, if not all, bananas are actually genetic clones, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't.
Which is the worry that if there's some disease, it will wipe the whole lot out. So he just did not know what the hell he was talking about. His best proof, the atheist nightmare, actually showed, in effect, directed evolution, which was sweet.
It doesn't work well. Okay, so Craven Wardick reminded me the debate between conspiracy cats and Ray Comfort was not on Agree to Disagree. It was on Marvel Girls channel. So somebody's gonna grab a link. I think Craven Wardick's gonna grab it. But go watch it there on her channel. It was that is where I watched it. I was painting. In fact, I was painting the outside of my house right here as I was listening to it.
What, the curtains?
No, outside of the house. I 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started painting the house. It was going to be a 2-week project. I'm not done yet. It's been 4. So I've got almost all of it one coat. So just this little, it's right back here. Actually, the other side of this wall is the one part that doesn't have a coat of paint on it yet. And I do have 2 coats on the front and the sides. So, and there I've docked myself. That way's the front of the house, and that way's the sides of my house. Oh, done by Lord Cavendish, grandson of the Cavendish of the gravity experiment, says Alan Evans.
Oh, can I give a quick shout out to Monochromatic Light Source? Got my quote straight away. Someday, Mr. Sensible, all this will be yours. Well done. That might be wasting on other people, but you got it. What, the curtains? Thank you. I do appreciate it when people pick up on obscure quotes from dodgy movies.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh,
Sorry.
It was.
I can't fake. Oh, yeah. I didn't get it. No credit to me. You're gonna have to tell me.
Well, what I am happy to send you right now. I don't know if you can show it or if, but
I can.
You can, right. It's the Ray Comfort banana thing, because anyone who hasn't seen that is really... I'll just drop it in the Discord. There you go. It's... it says in context. It's about 3 minutes long there, but I don't know. There's probably other copies of it. But it's just amazing.
And
all right. I got it. I'll have to set up OBS to take it. Just a second here. Browser. Ray Comfort banana.
Yeah. I don't know when it was originally from. As you can see, the quality of the video is quite poor. It's quite an old thing.
It is old, yeah. All right. So now I need to make sure that you're going to hear it. So here's where I need loopback. Which I reconnected because it didn't fix the audio connections anyway. So, there we go. All right, can you hear me talking?
I can.
Okay, so you should be able to hear. Let me make sure.
Well, if I can't, I can't. I've heard it before many times.
There it is. All right, Here we go.
I've since learned that when you really look at the evidence, the truth is it takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to believe in God. You've really got to ignore the facts. It's funny how we equate the word atheism. We know if the can is made, there must... Behold the atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other.
Oh my gosh.
You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green, too early; yellow, just right; black, too late. Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt on your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand. Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand. It absolutely does. You think of the human eye. It has 40,000 nerve endings and focusing muscles that move more than 100,000 times a day. The human eye has over 137 million light-sensitive cells.
Oh my gosh. So
without realizing that that's as crossbred by man.
Oh dear. I mean, it's so many levels. So many levels. And then he makes, even if everything he said was correct, then he makes the leap that a banana, right? Therefore, all of creation is like where's the link?
It's like the total perspective vortex, isn't it? Where you can extrapolate the entire universe from a single object, like a small fairy cake in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I mean, the guy's a loon, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the content doesn't squirt in your face.
And like how green, what was it? Green is good, red is, what was it he said?
Green too soon, yellow just right, black too late. Now, that doesn't work for me because I'm colorblind.
Oh yeah, me too.
I can't.
What colors?
I'm red-green. I cannot tell the difference between a banana that's ready or not. So like when the quarantine started, I've gone to the store and done all the shopping since then. Except maybe once my wife went, but she struggles with masks and stuff, and I'm like, I'll just go, no problem. So when she's like, get bananas. And if she says get ripe bananas, right? Because you want to use them soon. I don't pick them out. I always go find somebody and I say, excuse me, I'm colorblind. I cannot pick out ripe bananas. Can you help me? And people are always very helpful to find.
Yeah, I've done exactly that. I was sent out to get some paint, and my wife had told me a certain colour, and I actually asked someone else. She was laughing her head off, but she picked a colour, and my wife seemed to like it, so that was all right. But I found out I'm also red-green colourblind when I was a kid, and my mum used to send me out to, can you pick some tomatoes from the greenhouse? And
you'd go to the red house instead.
No, but I did bring back tomatoes that were still a bit greenish. Because I couldn't tell. But do you find the first thing people say to you said, are you? Well, what colour's this then? I said, well, that's red.
Everybody, yeah. They point to the most obvious red thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, yeah, my parents found out when we were at a stoplight. And I'm like, Dad, you can go. It's white. He's like, no, it's green. I said, no, it's white. Look, it's white. He's like, no, that's green. I said, so I don't think so. So are stoplights white to you?
If it depends. Normally, no. But if it's at night and they're at quite a distance, then I can't tell the difference. They look white. You know, if there's other street lights that are quite low, then they look pretty much the same to me. But as soon as I'm closer to them, or they look larger, so small pin-sized lights, like little LEDs on stereo equipment, I find the colours of those hard. But
amber versus red is no good.
No. Yeah. So I don't know why they keep picking that all the time, since that's the most common colour blindness, and it's more common amongst men than women.
I think it's LEDs initially were very difficult to make different colors, and they figured that out now better. But at first, it was because you need specific compounds to output different colors.
Well, I see that Dave N in the chat saying, Mr. Sensible, it's always fun when you use Paintbox. A couple of times on one of my stream, I've done some live drawing, and I said, I'll draw this in red. I will have you know, Dave, I did draw that in red, but I had my green screen switched on, and it was letting some of the colour through from the background. So I don't call that a lose on that one, but I did notice people laughing. I wrote down every name.
I do color by number.
Okay.
I know the RGB values of the different colors that I'm concerned about. So that's what I do. If I want red, I know it's 25500, and if I want a different shade of it, I know to adjust that. And I know.
Yeah, but that's no good if you're going out and picking an outfit for Mrs. MC Toon. And you say to this assistant, "Can I have one that's 255,0,0, please?"
No, I'm quite worthless in that respect. I used to do some multimedia work, and one of our clients had sent a thing saying, "Make this postcard, put the background of this postcard to light blue." So I picked, without asking anybody, I picked what I thought from the color picker, not by number. From the color picker, I picked light blue. It was pink. And I did the thing, sent it all, and they came back with, well, that was the wrong color. I'm like, oh, no, it wasn't a big deal, but that was like early in my career. I'm like, oh yeah, I cannot trust my judgment on colors. So
I knew someone who actually worked in a department store in the fabrics and curtains and cushions and stuff like that, and they worked there for quite a time. And it was only sometime later it was discovered they were 100% colorblind. Basically, everything in shades of grey.
Really?
But the number of times people would come to them and say, "Do you think these cushions go with this sofa?" "Oh yeah, it goes lovely." And they took his advice, but he had no bloody idea at all. So I hate to think what some people have got in their living room.
Yeah, that would be tough. I mean, So let's see. Kiri Mac said, "Are the color corrected glasses rubbish, or do they work? Do you know? Have you tried them?"
I haven't, but I suspect that they do work. You must have seen things like those sort of translucent panels you can put across screens, and of course, people who are have difficulty. I can't think of the word with reading words and so on. What is the word?
Dyslexia?
That's it. By looking through a certain colour sheet, suddenly it works. Now, I actually understand that because I remember when I was a kid, way before I knew I was colourblind, I actually had this book with this bright royal blue cover, and the title was written in this bright red. And what I noticed, it was really odd. If I had the text in front of the cover, if I shook the book, it didn't go like that. It was like this. The text was like separate to my vision from the background. And I think that's what dyslexics get. So that black text on white background sort of jiggles around, and it's hard to keep it still to their eye. But put a translucent sheet over it to change the colours, good to go.
Wow, that's interesting. It could be tied to that. So I have
to try, isn't it?
So to the question about the glasses, the way the glasses work, is it... Well, first you have to understand colorblindness. For the most people is a reduction in the ability to pick up the colors, right? So whatever picks up red and green, I have less of, right? So everything else is more intense than that. That's less intense. So to correct that, you could either intensify the red and green, which you cannot do passively, right? You could on a computer screen by adjusting the colors on the fly, but through glasses you can only passively do it. So the way it does it is it actually reduces all the other colors and lets the red green come through unmodified. So they're like sunglasses. Everything is darker. So it works outside, but like on a computer screen or inside, it's a little bit difficult because everything's dark.
Now, Chris 746568462 says, I don't know why green on black isn't used more. Absolutely. When I first started in IT, it was with green screen computer terminals, everything 80 columns wide.
By 24 high.
It's as clear as day. And one of the legacy computer systems that I use in my work, I've got modern stuff with PCs, and it's invariably tiny black text on great big fields of bright white and really tiring on the eyes. But then we've got a Unix window with green on black, which is as easy as pie to read.
Yeah, I like that.
Go figure.
That's what everything is dark background for me.
yeah I've got the night mode on, or whatever they call it now.
Yeah. John Rapp, somebody noticed John Rapp and gave him the welcome. Very nice. So let's see. All right, Rachie with 5 zeros has said maybe she would come on tonight in 2 a.m. my time. Okay. All right. Rachie is in not America. So sounds like England.
England land. Wow.
England land. So let's see. Brainy Beaver says they figured out that black hurts eyes. That's why the blackboards became green.
Did they?
I don't know.
Did they?
If Brainy Beaver said it, I mean.
Well, that's true.
You can't argue that, can you? So. Well, if Rachie's out, then who's gonna fill QE's tiny shoes? Maybe Lemon Bird. Lemon Bird will destroy those shoes. They're much too small for Lemon Bird, but very, very good. So what do you have coming up other than the video that just came out that everybody's going to watch here in a couple minutes?
Well, actually, that's doing rather well. Consider it's not. What's the time now? It's been up. It's 50 minutes. It's doing quite well. It's just under 600 views, which is not bad for me for just under an hour. I did a live stream. It's great fun. Just a couple of days ago, I'd asked people to submit 1-minute debunks. It was anyone could submit a video. Didn't have to be someone with a channel. It could be done on a phone or anything. And it made a nice evening. And someone suggested that I wrap them all together, compress them into a video just with a little intro to each one. So I've got that coming out in a couple of days' time. But my big thing is my MAGE project, Mission Above Globe Earth. I've not got a green screen today, so I can show people. Here's the patch for it, MAGE.
Nice.
And you've actually got little Arnold there taking part as well. And what I'm doing is I'm sending up a weather balloon. The target height was originally 30 kilometers. Now the target is 39 kilometers. We're talking Felix Baumgartner height.
Very nice.
And we're sending up. Well, actually, I should say we did actually do a launch, but there's a manufacturing fault with the balloon. We got to about 5.25 kilometers, and then it started coming down again. And because it actually landed with a partially inflated balloon, that then acted like a sail, dragged it along, smashed MAGE, and we lost
the camera.
Yeah, lost the camera. So 150 pounds further on, got a nice new camera. So what we're doing is sending up a payload, and it's actually got 3 cameras on it. It's got one camera that's pointing upwards, so that shows the balloon all the time. And we should see it expand from about 1.5 meters at ground level to a size of approximately 8.5, 9 meters across when it finally bursts, because that's how weather balloons work. They rely on the atmospheric gradient and they expand, pop, and come back down again. So I've got a camera on that the whole time, which will help demonstrate the atmospheric gradient. I've got a standard sort of widescreen GoPro, just because that looks great, so we'll get a nice field of view. But we're going to get all that flexing, which is on, just about every high altitude balloon video. But we've also got the MAGE experiment, and this was my idea, which was to send up a camera that does not have a distorting lens. So it's only got a 90-degree lens view. So we're not going to get a huge panorama. We're obviously a narrow view.
Yeah.
But what's more, we're still going to get people saying, yes, but it's all CGI or it's still distorted. That curve is just because of distortion. So what I've got is, originally my idea was 1, but the guy who's helping me, Q, I'll explain in a minute, he suggested 2. So we've actually got 2 spring-loaded taut lines that go directly across the field of view. So if the image has been distorted, the strings will be distorted as well, because we'll be able to show that they're still dead straight. We'll prove that there's no distortion. So if there's any curve, because I wouldn't want to presuppose that, Mr. Nathan Oakley, if there's any curve, we'll see it. And just as an addition, I'm sending up some cheese and, as I said, some cat biscuits for Arnold. And we're just on the last day of the current launch window, but we've had atrocious weather. Next launch window is the 13th to 26th of August, because I've got 2 weeks off. So I'm really hoping we can get it up. Said the actress to the video.
October, right?
Yes.
August, yes.
Did I say what did I say? August?
You said August, yes.
Oh, last time I said September, so I'm getting worse. Yeah, October.
Well, very nice. Yeah, I watched your announcement or your live stream when you had the original.
Oh yeah.
The smashed and lost camera. So is the third camera, the upward camera, is that new?
No, that was their. Okay. No, that was their. Yeah, we had 3 cameras on that initial launch. There is an additional thing though, because we're going for it again, because we upgraded the height by using a larger balloon and more lifting gas, and we're using hydrogen because it's cheaper and it'll give more lift, although it's a bit explodey. But what we're adding now is I can't think of the name of the instrument, so we can actually get readings on the air pressure, but in addition it'll also have temperature as well, so we're going to get more data more data to overlay on the video. So it should be really exciting. Actually,
that will confuse Spurs.
It certainly will, because he'll expect to see the same pressure up to 50 miles, apparently. Can I just say about this patch? This patch will be going up. There was one went up with the first MAGE, and that's been posted to the winner. You could win this patch if you want by just emailing me your guess with the height that MAGE will actually get to. The target is 39 kilometers. In the playlist, I do have a competition video, because as well as just the guess of the height, there's 3 decider questions, just in case 2 people get the same height. That's optional. A barometer, as someone said. Thank you. So someone could win this, and it might be going up to 30. Well, I'm hoping it will go up to 39 kilometers, and I'm hoping we'll get a nice video showing the curve, because I want to ram it down their throats.
So one thing, bring a checkerboard, put it in front of that camera. Just
someone said that. Yeah. Do you just have to hold it still, or
just get it in front of it before you let it go? Because that there's straight lines on a checkerboard, so any distortion from the camera, you can just look at the checkerboard, and it's got the entire both directions.
Right. So in effect, that's my 2 taut lines multiplied.
Yeah.
Because these are spring-loaded lines, you'd be able to twang them and they'll go back to straight.
Yeah. Yep. So then, also, can people submit guesses in sheep units?
Well, yes, I understand that is one of your measuring systems.
I do. Yes, it is my preferred system, of course, of all sheep units.
Because I made a comment on one of my videos and mentioned a shed load of something, and someone queried that, and I did explain that that's an official imperial measurement, as is an area the size of Wales. When we have news reports about some disaster, it's always, it's 1.5 times an area the size of Wales.
Really?
Yeah, they always seem
Oh,
to do
that's
that.
crazy. For some reason, people here, you always use the volume would be an Olympic-sized swimming pool is the volume.
Yes.
Uh,
Because they always talk about that with the Apollo rockets, how much fuel compared to Olympic-sized swimming pool. How long would it take to empty an Olympic-sized swimming pool with their pumps?
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Annabelle F for $5 says, maybe a dumb question, but is there acceleration with buoyancy alone with no gravitational pull? And the answer is no, because buoyancy relies on gravity or whatever is the downward accelerating force to work. Right? The contents of a balloon that have helium in it has less density than the rest of the air. So when you take the same amount of volume of air and you say, well, what's the weight of this volume of air that's the same as the volume of the balloon, and what's the weight of the balloon? Well, this one, the air has more weight, so it says, I'm going to go underneath you and you got to go up. So gravity causes buoyancy. So no, there is nothing that I know of, but maybe the flat earth scientists the flat earth scientists can oh, that's funny. can come up with their answer.
Have you ever spoken to Kyle Adams from the Flat Earth Research Institute?
There is a Flat Earth Research Institute?
Apparently, yes. There's him and his missus. Apparently, they're professors. Someone challenged him on that, and he pulled out the dictionary, which shows that a professor is someone who professes something. I profess I like trees. So he actually titles his video or puts captions on his video saying that he's a professor. How sad.
Yes, I am familiar with him. He does he does like this month in
yes, he does now.
Flat
Yes,
Earth, and so juvenile. Like
he's actually a nice guy though. I had him on my stream. So if you ever fancy having him on your stream, he's he's polite and respectful. So you can have a chat with him, but he won't get it.
No. So and so there's a guy, Adam Bell on Facebook, Flat Earther, that I invited to come on tonight, but he's a trucker, and so said he can't. I don't know why he can't if he's a trucker, like if he's not trucking. I actually confused them, but because they have the name Adam. So I will try to get him on.
Yeah.
General E. Shady for 2 Australian says, saw Mr. S smash Spackistard. Awesome. Hail Santa. Spackistard. Spurs
yes.
chemo. And Bella Charge for 2 New Zealand says, so you came back with plantains, not bananas. There's not a lot of plantains at just the regular grocery stores around here. I work with a guy from Tanzania, and when he first was here, he lived here quite a few years ago, and then he moved back. He won the green card lottery, so he's here permanently with his family. I work with him, good friend. He just sent me a message on our work chat, and they eat plantains, and I'm like, why do you eat plantains? They're just gross. He's like, I love plantains. We give him trouble about it, but he has to go to a special grocery store to get plantains, so I don't have a lot of risk of getting plantains instead of bananas. And then Generally Shady again says, when I drive when a driver in front doesn't go on a green, I yell out the window, do we have a color you like? Quantum Eraser's first name is John. I know that's out there. I don't know if his last name is out there. So if anybody knows that, send it to me, or if it's been out. I'm not gonna. If he hasn't said it, anywhere. I don't want to leak that, but if it has been, if it's out there, so please send that to me somewhere. Let's see. Robert Williams for $5 says, I love hearing Flurfs claim GoPros designed to deceive you. No, GoPros were made as surfers to mount on their boards and record themselves. Yeah, I mean, they're like, NASA's doing it to intentionally fool you. Like, no, it's no. It's just a cheap camera that's rugged and has an easy mount. JL Warren for $4.99. You run into Spurs, tell him he owes me a God debate. I've heard of your throwdown. Oh my goodness. Dave N. I have a Scottish blackface sheep in the field next to me. I will try to verify your measurements. Do you think a shepherd who lives next door will help? Oh, the shepherd. Let's see. I have time to wrap up. I know you got to get going. We're coming up on 2 hours.
I was just about to drop your Discord, so I'm going to have to run in a moment.
I have, let's see, no answer yet. So on Friday, I have scheduled an interview with Massimo Fianori, I believe, who is the lead author of the paper that claims that 5G can interact in a two-way communication with DNA in the human DNA.
Two-way communication.
To construct a coronavirus RNA strand.
Oh my God.
It is amazingly dumb.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, anyway, so he is a PhD at a university in Italy. And he really, really put that out. It was an editorial, not a paper. And it has been retracted, as it should have been, I think. He says he's updating it, and they're going to publish it again, which will not... Yep. It will be insane. So... he hasn't responded yet to... I've gone back and forth in email several times, so I'm pretty confident he will, but he hasn't said what time would work for him yet. So anyway, I have a practicing electrical engineer that will be in the interview with me. It's not going to be a debate. It's an interview. So that's Friday. Be looking for that. It will be much earlier than any of my normal streams. He is in Italy, which is 2 hours earlier than the UK.
Yeah.
Later tonight, I have maybe QE. Probably not. Probably not. And that's what I've got coming.
Good stuff. Friday, did you say?
Friday, yes. I will be. I'm planning to do it live. If he's like, I don't want to do it live, then that's fine. I'll pre-record it and release it. But I do want to have it live. So... Generally Shady says for $5 Australian, I keep offering $500,000 for one picture of Flatardia, or for Flurfs to bring on 3 actual scientists who support Flatardia. Crickets.
Do you know what? I read
replies.
that. If I was an actual scientist, I would find 2 other scientists and say, come on, let's just admit it's flat and get the money. I hope you got the money, General.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to say. And that's why, like, for my challenge, the $10,000 is held by Flat Out Hero. And nobody, not even any flat earther, has said that I didn't win. Right? Because I totally did, word for word, what he has in his thing. So he is, he lost. I won. So, but the thing is, his money's safe.
Yeah.
So, anyway. With clocks changing soon, you'll want to double check the time in Italy. Yes, I will. I will be double checking it. I proposed 8 p.m. Italy time. And I'll make that, if he says yes, then I'll make sure it's whatever time is my correct time. So
yeah, well, I think here in the UK, we've got about another 3 weeks before our clocks change. I don't know if it's the same over there. Yeah. I don't know if they use daylight saving there. Who knows?
Timeanddate.com has a fantastic time zone meeting calculator that I use. So
Yeah.
General E. Shady says it's the safest bet ever. I agree. So anyway, that's what I've got. That's what you've got. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed it. And like I said, it's been nice to have a night off of either doing a video or doing a live stream, both of which I enjoy. But to switch off from that has just been lovely. So it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you to you. And thanks to everyone who's watched. And I'm not sure what the figures are right now, but last I saw, only about half the people would hit like. I think, being as it doesn't cost much, give it a like, definitely. And subscribe, both to MC and to me, please.
Both. We should be at the same number. Shouldn't we? So on our trail to 10,000 subscribers.
I may be colorblind, but are you going a bit green with envy?
No.
It's all good fun.
Yes, it is. So I'm in a race with nobody for real. It's all good fun. So all right.
I would like to team up on a debunk with you at some time about something. I think that'd be great fun.
Yeah, I'm working right now with Hugh Jars, who I know
Hugh Jars.
on one where I drove a distance on a straight road, a road that's very, very straight. We looked around, and it happened to be a road that I was going to be traveling anyway. So I got my odometer. I got a landmark on the side of the road. I looked at the clock, and then I drove, and I then did the same thing at the end of it, and had a GPS capture of the whole drive. So, and he's going to do the same thing, and he's in Australia, which, if the Earth is flat, the distances should and latitude, longitude should really be different. So we shall see. So, and I'm working on that. That's my current with him. So,
thank you. Thanks again.
Mr. S. Pale. Toon looks like Trump. Orange. I look orange? I got better hair, don't I?
I prefer my hair.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I'm growing it short lately.
Yep. Now in the 80s though, you just had a full head banging and everything, right?
I do have a photo of me with very 80s hair. It's shaved at the sides, bleached white at the top, and at the back it's sort of beyond collar length with 3 white stripes down.
Bit of a mullet. Very nice.
Wow, it's safely under lock and key.
I do, and I have shown, but I should dig them out. I even have my license picture from when I had a mullet. So anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. So. Anyway, thank you very much for everybody that super chatted. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my patrons and channel members. I got a new channel member, but in this video, but I didn't see the notification. So thank you, whoever you are. Thank you very much. I need to update my outro video to include all of my current patrons and everything, but maybe I'll have that for the later one tonight. So we'll see everybody next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.